What up YouTube, it's your boy OsoCraft coming back to you with a PC upgrade video. This is the junkyard PC build here. Sorry if the angle's a little off, the camera is set to record one way, which I believe that being the top. But I'm actually going to be over here, so I'm going to be working up from the side. Now, I have it already opened up. I took out one of my drives, as you can see right there. And that's because it was only held in with one screw because it's not meant to mount a drive there. But I have one there. I took the card out because I wanted to show you guys this. This is the 750 Ti by MSI. Big honking card in my opinion. Like, this is the biggest graphics card I've ever held. It'd be cool to get this water cooled later on, but it works. It does the job. So what we're doing today is I got in the mail my Phenon processor. It's hard to see on camera, but it's a Phenon 2 and it's the X4. I kind of want to look up the model numbers to make sure that's actually what this is, but we'll see as we get into it. But the pins look fine. Oops. This is what you call a PGA. A pin grid array. Intel's use mainly LGA, which is land grid array. So we're going to be swapping the Amphion 2 processor we have in here for this better processor, basically. And that's pretty much all this video is going to be, is that. So I'm going to try to re-angle here so you guys can get a good look at what I'm doing. It's going to be kind of hard to work on because I'm going to have to work around the tripod leg and it's kind of low down. So this is the first time I've taken off this heatsink for the CPU and all that since I've gotten this computer, because I didn't have thermal paste back in the day when I first got this computer, so I didn't want to take it all the way apart like that because then I couldn't put it back together to have it cool. So we're going to go ahead and take this out. We got to clean up the CPU fan, pop in the new processor, and thermal paste it up and put the heatsink back on and throw the graphics card back in after that and the other hard drive back in, and we'll boot it up and see if it works. I haven't tested the processor yet. Literally, it just came in the mail, came home, and I started to record. So yeah, hopefully it works, guys. It would have been easier if I would have took out my RAM first, but that's fine. And you know, I noticed something is they're both in the same color, which I believe is right, but usually it goes every other. So, I don't know. Okay. Are you still connected? I think it's still screwed in. Out. Okay, so I just didn't get this one over here all the way. There we go. So here's the heatsink. Nothing special, just a stock heatsink. I gotta clean the thermal compound off of there, and it doesn't look like this processor was actually covered that good in the thermal paste. So to do land grid arrays, you have a little bar here that you want to raise. You pull it slightly to the side, then you raise it up like so, and then the processor should just slide right out. Now you're not going to be able to see it because there's thermal compound on it. This is the Amphion 2. Pins look fine, nothing wrong with it. I'm still going to set it in this foam that was on the other processor, just so that way I don't bend the pins up and mess it up. I mean, these pins are easier to fix than the land grid array, the basically Intel socket style, because there are no pins on those. So on here you'll have like a gold arrow. You want to line that up with the arrow that is on the socket itself, which for me it's in this, for you guys, bottom left corner. So you want to line it up with that, and you just drop the socket in like so. And you push that down until it locks into place, and now that CPU is in place. Now I need to apply my thermal compound, which is usually just a pea-sized drop, but I want to make sure this CPU is covered properly. So I'm going to use the included little tool they have to spread the thermal compound, just because I want to make sure it's actually covered proper, just in case for overheating. And I need to clean off this the heat sink from the CPU fan here. I need to clean all this up before I put the thermal compound on here, because I can't really put it together with dirty compound on there. So I'll be right back with you guys as soon as I get that cleaned up. Alright guys, I'm back grabbing the stuff I needed. So when you're cleaning up thermal compound, you're going to want something that's not going to leave fibers all over it. The best thing I have right now is this, which is fine. I used to always use this stuff. It's just paper towels. But you want to fold it up good enough so you can do your work. And I'm just going to fold it up like so. And we have rubbing alcohol. We're going to apply this to the paper towel. Shake it off a little, make sure any excess is gone. And we're going to take this it's all clean. Now, just so I can show you guys, let's see here. I'm going to clean up the old processor as well so I can show you guys. It is what I said it is. Don't know if you can see it. AMD Athlon 2. Right there. Okay, so that's all cleaned. I can set this processor to the side since we already have the processor in there. And I'll put it back in this anti-static bag here just to keep it safe, and I'll tape it shut and put this up in storage because I don't need it. But now we have a clean heat sink. CPU is already installed, which I do see some darkness to the top of the CPU, which is kind of bugging me. This is a used processor, but I want to make sure all fingerprints are off of it just in case. I don't want to take a chance the thermal compound doesn't work, but we'll go ahead and put this on. You want about a pea-sized drop of thermal paste on here. Trying to get the little stringy pieces off, so that should work actually. But what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to try to spread it around. Now, you shouldn't have to do this, to be honest. The heatsink being pushed on should be enough. But I don't want to chance it right now, because it looked like it wasn't spread that well on the original. So I just want to spread this around. Just try to keep it on the chip and not do what I'm doing here. Again, I just want to make extra sure that the CPU is actually covered, because I don't want to take a chance of this thing overheating on me. Even though it's not that great of a processor compared to some of this stuff out there, it's still, well, it's still money. Okay, let's go ahead and clean up the tool. This will probably be the only time I ever use the tool, to be honest. I'm just doing this to do it. Alright, so now we take our heatsink and assembly here. I'm going to go ahead and plug this back in, screw it all down. Now I'm going to try to get this lined up first try. There we go. And you don't want to just crank one side down all the way. You want to, kind of like doing lug nuts on a car. You want to do a crisscross pattern, working your way until you're all the way around. And you just keep doing that until it's tightened all the way down. Simple as that, guys. I'm going until this one's snug, I think. Okay, now we come over here. Okay, now here. Yeah, these appear to be spring-loaded screws. So it makes it kind of hard because you gotta apply pressure and screw down. Okay. Alright, we got it in. So go ahead and plug in the CPU fan connector again. And what we'll do is put a cut in the video here. I did notice one thing, and that's that this bracket here for the different ports for the cards and stuff, it has a bump thing there and over here, and that hits the graphics card. It makes it to where it doesn't want to plug in. Also, the second thing about my graphics card is 2 of my SATA ports are covered up. So as you can tell, I took out the disk drive and I replaced it with the hard drive down here. It's a 500 gig hard drive. So I took out the disk drive, so I put the hard drive there because I can't put the hard drive where it goes here or here. Up here I could, because it would clear the graphics card, but then I wouldn't have a place to put this because it needs to be angled just right, which I can't do down here because it needs 2 screws in it. So, and the hard drive being at the bottom here where it's supposed to go, the graphics card is too close, it won't plug in. So we're just going to go ahead and plug in my graphics card. I'm not going to worry about bending anything right now. The weird thing is this slot for the graphics card doesn't actually have like a locking mechanism for the card. Like there's usually a locking lever right about in here on the cards, or on the slot, the PCIe slot. That will hold the back of the card down. This motherboard does not. So it just has this locking thing here, which locks all the cards into place, and that's just held in with a screw. So what we're going to do now, like I said, is we're going to hook this all up and see if it posts. Alright guys, we'll be right back. Alright guys, how's it going? I am back. Okay. So I have it all set up here, as you can see on the TV here, just so I don't have to go into my room right now. But as you can see, the junkyard case is here, keyboard on top, just because we're going to go into BIOS, and that's probably about it for right now. We'll see if it'll boot up too, but we're not going to need a mouse to do that. So we're going to go ahead and plug in the power cord, and we're going to boot it up and see what happens, guys. Alright, there's the BIOS, guys. So as you can see here, Phenom 2 X4 820 processor. L2 cache is 2048 kilobytes. L3 cache 4 megabytes. And then you can see internal memory, memory speed, and all that. Which actually the installed memory is wrong. Oh, wait, hold on. Never mind. That's 5,000. So yeah, that's accurate. So here we are in the BIOS, like I said. You can see the processor that it's here. We'll go ahead and... Ooh, wait, what? Secure virtual machine mode enabled. AMD cool and quiet enabled. Okay, well, that's kind of cool. I don't think my other one had the options, but that's fine. Okay. Alright, now it should just boot up, hopefully into Windows. We'll see right now. No, something I never checked was the GPU fans, which are working. And my GPU has a little sag in it going downwards. And I don't really like that, seeing as how the graphics card doesn't actually latch in down there. But that's fine. There's dog hair in here already from baby girl, who's laying down here on the ground underneath the PC. But, hi baby girls. You want to say hi to the peoples? I don't know if they can see you. I can't see the camera. Get up here. Now you gotta go up higher. Wah, wah. Want to say hi? Okay. Now, my dad keeps his TV on zoomed for some reason, so you can't see my start bar and stuff, but it booted, no problem. My icons are a little out of whack. Hopefully that changes when I go back to the other monitor that I use. But let's see real quick. I didn't think of this. I need... Okay. Okay. DUC, I don't even know what that is. I know it's something I installed, but let's see, I'm wanting in here and in there. So I want to open up CPU-Z real quick, just to make extra sure it's reading proper. I mean, it's running good. So we'll go ahead and open this up, make sure it actually went, and it's reading the proper ID from the CPU. There we are, right there at the top, AMD Pantheon 2 X4 820. So max TDP 93.6 watts. I think that's about the same. It's a socket AM3, obviously. That's what this has. Trying to see real quick. Anything that looks kind of different. Okay, so my multiplier for my clock speed looks like, whoa. That changed. Okay, saying 2 cores, 2 threads. It's supposed to be a 4 core. Okay. So let's real quick. Let me go get my mouse, guys, because this is going to be difficult to do with a keyboard only. Now this this CPU is supposed to be a quad core, 4 core, 4 thread CPU. And according to CPU-Z, it's only got 2 core, 2 threads, which shouldn't be right. So, where are you? There you are. I'm going to open up my other tool here and check it. Yeah, this is supposed to be a quad core. So we want to look at CPU. Hi. It's hot in here, huh? Get out of here. Yeah, what the heck? Shh, recording. Cores. It's only showing 2 cores. It's supposed to be 4. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to have to go back on there and get more information because this is supposed to be a quad core. Let's see if I go task manager and see what that says. Performance, CPU. Cores 2. It's supposed to be 4. Okay, so there might be a slight issue. Maybe I just don't know my processors that well, but this is supposed to be a 4 core. So I will let you guys go here, and I will figure this stuff out, and I will put it in the comments down below. But thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notifications, guys. Alright, later. Guys, now, I wasn't planning on doing another part to this video, so I've already put the tripod up, so you're going to have a lot of shakiness from my hands. I am so sorry, guys. So I figured it out. The CPU is now showing up proper if I go into any folder, really, and just right click on this PC and go to properties. Before it was showing the old CPU there. As you can see now, it's showing the Phenom 2, so that's accurate now. And thanks to my teacher from college, I talked to him, I explained the issues, because I've never personally ran into this issue, so it was very new to me. I'm going to click on CPU here. And as you guys can see, Phenom 2, cores 4, threads 4. And down here you can see the list of all the cores. Core 0, 1, 2, and 3. Right there, that is 4 cores. It looks like it's using core 3 a little more than the rest, but that's fine. It's whatever. So it's actually working. It is showing finally the 4 cores and 4 threads. So what I had to do was I had to go into, which I'll actually show you guys. And I saw this before, but I was kind of scared to do anything in there, just in case. But I opened up Device Manager here, and you can see there's a tab that says Processors. So if you expand that, you have a list of the processors and all the cores. And as you can see here, I have the 4 cores. Well, it was still only showing 2, and it was the old processor. So I uninstalled... Shut up, baby girl. I uninstalled those 2 that were the old processor and restarted the computer. Once it restarted, it populated with these 4, installed the proper things for it right away. Almost instantly, you don't notice it, but it started showing the 4 cores after that install. So if you guys ever have that issue of upgrading from a lower core to a higher core, and under the Windows property and Device Manager it shows the old processor still, uninstall the old processor, restart, and it should have the proper stuff with the proper number of cores and everything. Alright guys, that's all I wanted to tell you guys. Just a quick update that I got the cores working. Sorry about the shakiness. Again, I already put the tripod and stuff away. But I will see you guys in the next video. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon to get notifications for the second time in this vid, guys. Alright. Oh, and then I had one question real quick before I go. Sorry. I found this font on a video. A guy was talking about this font here, and you can see how they are. It's like Tron letters or whatever. Does anybody know the name of that font? I want to know the name of this font. If you guys can tell me down in the description down below, please. I need to know. Anyways, guys, so that's enough. The Junkyard PC is working like it's supposed to now, with all the cores and everything. So we're good on that. Install complete and done. I just got to put the side cover on. So like I said, for the 3rd time, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notifications. And I will see you guys in the next video.